Welcome back to African Metaphysical Center for Spiritual Healing, Body, Mind, and Spirit Development. I am your host, Kufu Amunra, your metaphysical practitioner, Reiki master, and Qigong instructor. Today's topic is spirituality of ancient African traditions and the Tibetan Bon shamanistic tradition. I want to introduce you to some things. Maybe you already know about the Bon shamanic system, but I want to introduce you to some new ancient things that's not really out there for people to practice and know about. And hopefully you will look into some of these things and see if they benefit or resonate with you. All right, here we go. Earlier in my studies, I remember reading a book regarding the ancient Cometics by Dr. Ashby. And in his writings, he spoke about the beginnings of meditation and spiritual practices that was in ancient Africa long before any other nation had practiced the thought. And through the migrations, took it on the road, so to speak, to India and China. He mentioned that because of colonization, some of the systems in Africa was lost and others were suppressed because of the influence of Christianity. And how India and China has since perfected it and mastered these systems. Since I study ancient knowledge, I now practice African spirituality and have adapted the Indian and Chinese practice that I see that was expanded on from the African systems long ago by integrating all aspects of what works for me. In this short video, I'm going to go over a few similarities between African spirituality and Tibetan Bon tradition. The spirituality of ancient African traditions and the Tibetan Bon shamanistic tradition, while rooted in distinct cultures and geographical contexts, share a severe or several similarities that highlight a universal quest for understanding the human experience and the cosmos. Both traditions emphasize the importance of connection to nature, ancestral wisdom, and the spiritual realm. These are some of the key similarities to both of those systems. One, connection to nature. Both ancient African traditions and Tibetan Bon emphasizes a deep reverence for nature. They view the natural world as a living entity, filled with spirits and energies that influence human life. Rituals and practices are often centered on elements such as earth, water, fire, and air, acknowledging their significance in sustaining life and spiritual well-being. Number two, ancestral reverence. Ancestry plays a crucial role in both traditions. In ancient African cultures, ancestors are revered and consulted for guidance, protection, and wisdom. Similarly, Tibetan Bon practices involves honoring ancestors and recognizing their influence on the present. This connection fosters a sense of continuity and belonging, bridging the past with the present. Number three, ritual and ceremony. Rituals are central to both spiritual practices. In African traditions, ceremonies often involve music, dance, and storytelling, serving as a means to connect with the divine and the community. Tibetan Bon also employs elaborate rituals, which may include chanting, offerings, and visualizations to invoke spiritual energies and facilitate communication with the spirit world. Number four, shamanic practices. Both traditions incorporate shamanic elements where practitioners or shamans or spiritual leaders act as intermediaries between the physical and spiritual realms. These individuals are often called upon to heal, guide, and provide insights into the spiritual world using altered states of consciousness to access deeper knowledge. Number 5, healing and medicine. The healing practices are integral into both traditions. Ancient African healers often use herbal remedies, divination, and spiritual rituals to treat physical and psychological ailments. Likewise, Tibetan Bon include a rich tradition of medicinal practices, emphasizing holistic healing that integrates physical, mental, and spiritual aspects. Number 6, cosmology and mythology. Both spiritualities possess rich cosmologies that explain the origins of the universe, the role of deities, and the interconnectedness of all beings. They utilize myths and stories to convey moral lessons and cultural values, providing a framework for understanding life's mysteries. Number 7, community and collective identity. Community is vital in both cultures. Spiritual practices are often communal, reinforcing social bonds and collective identity. This communal aspect is evident in gatherings for rituals, festivals, and celebrations, where individuals come together to share in their spiritual beliefs and practices. The spirituality of ancient African traditions and Tibetan Bon shamanistic traditions, while distinct, reveals a shared human desire to understand and understand the mysteries of life, death, and the universe. Their similarities underscore a universal connection to nature, the importance of ancestors, and the role of rituals in fostering spiritual growth and community cohesion. Through exploring these traditions, we gain insights into the diverse ways humanity seeks to connect with the sacred and navigate the complexities of existence. So until the next video, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep expanding your understanding of the world and beyond. Ancient knowledge is still out there. Seek the truth. Ashe, ashe, ashe.